I just was hanging around in the hall, and they said Frank Sinatra's here, and I've never met him, you know. And I get the chills.
You'll excuse us, won't you?
Certainly.
Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo.
Fambino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday.
Frank Sinatra walked onto The Tonight Show where people expected singing, but instead, they got unforgettable humor. This is Frank Sinatra being hilarious on The Tonight Show. Don Rickles walks out on Frank without warning.
Yeah, here goes the evening.
Gee, you look
Hello.
good, Don.
Well, that's it for me. Why don't you guys get with the band? Hey, Frank, it's good to see you. I just was hanging around in the hall, and they said Frank Sinatra's here, and I've never met him, you know. And I get the chills.
You'll excuse us, won't you?
Certainly.
Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo.
Fambino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday.
Frank's posture stays completely composed when Rickles enters, but his eyes register immediately that the interview has become less predictable than any pre-show talk. Rickles tests Sinatra with mob jokes.
I'm a Jew and you're an Italian, and here we have what? And this is a great Irishman. This is America.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I just want to say, before we go any further, for 14 years, Johnny Carson kept saying, "Do you really know Frank?" And I want you to know, Frank, I worship you and I love you. I really mean this, because since I'm a kid, I used to blow in girls' ears and hear you go, la da da dee, and do it my way. I need a girl so bad. I love my wife, but she's ill. But you just got married, Frank. I just can't picture him on the wedding night standing in the room going, "And did it all, and I suppose it's my way."
Rickles addresses Frank as though one careless sentence might end his career, and Sinatra's stare makes the references feel genuinely risky in a funny way rather than edgy commentary. Carson asks what Sinatra plays for romance.
Grew up with you, listened to your music, in high school and so forth. It just occurred to me, crazy thought this afternoon. When you're in a romantic mood, and you're trying to make out, whose records do you put on? I've spent a lot of nice evenings listening to your music, and I just wonder who Frank listens to.
Oh, I play Jerry Fail or some of those.
Interesting concept.
Yes, it is. But
You know.
I can answer that by telling you that in those lovely moments, I play Daphnis and Chloe, or the Sunken Cathedral, the Engulfed Cathedral, all that kind of classy jazz.
High-class
I don't
stuff,
fool
huh?
around with all that other stuff.
Carson places Frank inside the very image his records created by asking which music he actually chooses for a romantic atmosphere, generating a contradiction between private listening habits and the public Sinatra persona that neither man quite knows how to navigate without making Frank sound impossibly vain. Carson tests the newly married Sinatra.
You know, somebody asked you that the other night because you were married recently, and you said, hey, all of a sudden, everything's
Came together, yeah.
came together.
Yeah. I'm really delighted. She's a marvelous girl.
Yes, she is.
She's a lovely lady. And everything's been so wonderful in the past few months. We've been on the road a great deal, doing a lot of one-nighters and concerts. And the audiences have been, it's hard to explain how truly wonderful they are. It's almost like a renaissance that happened years ago. I mean, and I noticed that when we're working around, you get closer, obviously, to the people. And I noticed the age difference is quite interesting. I mean, there are youngsters in there who are 13 and 14 years old, and then there are the older folks who came to the Paramount Theater when they had the short socks.
Remember those days? Pandemonium in the aisles.
Oh, yes.
That's great.
Frank describes married life as going well, while his phrasing prevents the conversation from becoming a polished celebrity announcement, sounding genuinely pleased while refusing to surrender the cool reserve that makes Carson's questions feel slightly risky. Rickles suddenly kisses Sinatra.
God bless you. He just got married. Hey, all the good things. This is the most exciting night in the years that I've known Johnny Carson. He started me on this show. This is the most exciting night, and so help me, it's a great night. He was even nervous because he came to me and said, and I said, you are a powerhouse, and Frank, I love you.
Rickles converts a verbal ambush into physical comedy before Frank can organize any response, and Sinatra's visible surprise breaks the controlled image he's maintained through the entire interview in a way almost nothing else could have accomplished from that chair. Sinatra makes Rickles wait for the laugh.
Can I tell a story about
Sure.
what this man did to me once? You may have heard about this. It was a true story. This is a long time ago, long before Don got married. I was eating dinner in a restaurant in New York, and I was sitting with some friends, and he came over to the table, and he said, Frank, do me a favor, will you? He said, I'm sitting with a very pretty girl, and I'm trying to make out, you know, and he said, I told her I know you, and she really doesn't believe me. Would you stop by the table? I said, all right. I was just about finished. I was down to the espresso, and finally he went back, and I walked by the table, and I said, how are you, Don? Nice to see you. He said, can't you see I'm eating, Frank? What are you doing? I went for the whole thing. I stood with my mouth open.
After Rickles pushes one joke especially far, Sinatra holds a flat expression long enough to make the room wonder how he'll respond, and the delayed smile releases that tension far more effectively than an immediate laugh would have. Frank understands his reputation is part of the setup, so he lets the audience sit with the imagined consequences Don keeps invoking before delivering the reassurance that changes the room's temperature without any announcement it's coming. Sinatra and Dean Martin invade Joey Bishop's show.
Don't look for me to give you another break like I did the last time. Just sit and relax.
So far, this show has been awfully slow. This has been, without a doubt, one of the slowest moving shows I've ever seen.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
It was terribly slow.
Yes, in your condition, the Super Chief would be slow.
But this,
If you're wondering about this, I'm celebrating the Dodger victory.
And if it wasn't that, you'd find something else to celebrate?
You know, I've been celebrating the victory for 22 years.
Dean, when Frank talks, shut up.
I wasn't coming here. Just on my way, I slipped on an ice cube, slid right in here.
With Joey Bishop guest hosting in 1965, Sinatra and Martin arrive like two men walking into their own club rather than guests following a booking schedule, and the effect on Bishop's hosting authority is legible before either man says a word.
Why is that?
The left rear wheel he was going to do. Beautiful.
So this is the Tonight
How do all these
Show.
people get in our room?
I don't know. I watch this show every night. My Jeannie and me. That's her name. Jeannie. Yeah, Jeannie. We watch it every night, and this has been the slowest show I've ever seen. Huh? What do you say, Dago?
I agree.
Well, there's belief number one.
We want to ask you fellas, what do you only go out in the daytime with these gray suits? Don't you dress it? This is a midnight show. What are you doing with the gray clothes on?
You guys should be in the balcony. This we're all dressed for the Tonight Show, and you come out with grays. Hi, Phil. How's your Foster?
Dean supplies loose, unpredictable energy while Frank uses shorter, controlled reactions, giving Bishop two completely different comic problems to manage simultaneously from a hosting position with no advance briefing about where the evening was actually heading.
Hey, where's that Johnny baby?
It's back there. Don't cut that out.
Is he out making a buck again or something?
No, he's doing a very worthwhile benefit, as a matter of fact, in Chicago at McCormick Place.
What's
For
that?
who? For skits or who?
I really don't know. He's out doing a... Don't light anything near him, Frank.
Is Skitch here?
May I just pay you a compliment? No, Skitch is not here.
Oh.
Good.
This moment is one of the few surviving records of Rat Pack chemistry operating through genuine conversation rather than a rehearsed stage routine, and Bishop holding the desk while both Sinatra and Martin freely roamed whatever territory interested them remains one of the more unusual broadcasts in the Tonight Show archive. Sinatra flirts with Angie Dickinson as guest host.
But it's a long grind.
Yeah. You remember when we made the picture together? That's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, I love
We made a film together called Ocean's 11, which she did in Las Vegas that time. And that's when you were on the other side of the law. The other outside the law.
I was married to you.
That was a fun movie to make, you know that?
Yes.
You know
Who was
that-
I was Beatrice, I think.
I don't know your name, but we were married in the
We
picture.
were married.
We never
I
saw
remember.
much of each other in the roles itself.
When Sinatra guest hosts in 1977, Angie Dickinson gives him an interview partner who already understands his charm and evasiveness well enough to challenge both without disturbing the elegant tone the segment needs.
Couldn't you guys have kept $5,000 out of that instead of burning it all in the casket? I said, you can't do that.
It is one of the great endings of any picture. I went to Italy shortly after that, about a year later, and it was called Colpo Grosso over there, and they'd point to me, and they wouldn't say, Angie, this is Colpo Grosso. Yeah. And although I was in it so very little because it was all of the men doing the robbery. But what fun. The most fun for me, aside from being your wife in a film, was that in the daytime we would shoot, and at night,
yeah, we were working at the
Dean
Sands
Martin,
Hotel. The four of us
Peter
were on stage,
Lawford,
2 shows a night,
and
shooting all day long.
Yeah, they were. Did you sleep at all?
When we were standing up from time to time, we got a few naps, you know.
Frank approaches the conversation less like a structured interview and more like a man controlling a dinner table where everyone already knows each other, with his flirtation working almost entirely through implication and allowing Dickinson's reactions to complete thoughts he doesn't state directly.
But we buried the money in the casket with the other cat, with Nicky Conti.
And you know, God bless him.
Yeah.
And the looks, though, from one to the other down the line, all of you realizing what was happening is just wonderful.
Then we came back up the aisle the other way.
Everybody
said, they're burning the casket.
Oh.
It was fun making that
Oh,
picture.
it sure was. It was a great time.
Well, maybe one day you and I can be cops in a movie.
Yeah. Where did you keep your badge when you did Cherry Street? Or your gun, I mean.
My gun?
And your Fargo. That's always my problem.
Excuse me 1 minute. We'll be right back. I want to discuss this thing.
She challenges him without creating genuine friction, and Dickinson mentioned in later interviews that working with Sinatra required specific attentiveness because he was always doing at least 2 things simultaneously, and the second was usually more interesting than the first. Sinatra loses his show to Don Rickles.
That's it.
The tune is Caballero. It's not a holiday. Sit down.
Good evening, Don. How are you, buddy?
Frank, this is one of the most exciting nights. I'm in a tux, Ed's in a tux. George Burns, God bless you, the senior man, and this man did not figure you were big enough to dress up. I, personally, am fed up that I'm dressed like this. Because the last time I was, it was in Brooklyn when Carmine Gambonazzo said, Guido's gone.
Sinatra's night as guest host changes direction once Rickles begins firing at George Burns, Angie Dickinson, Carol O'Connor, and Frank himself in a sequence that escalates past anything the production notes prepared anyone to manage. Instead of competing for punchlines, Sinatra tries to preserve just enough order for the program to continue as recognizable television, while someone else delivers most of the actual entertainment.
Now, Italians, please don't phone in. I am a Jew and you're Italians, and we're all working for one cause, to find out how this girl got to look like that. How do you feel?
I feel great. Before you jump all over me for a minute.
Jump all over you, Frank. I'm not that lonely.
I want to tell you that I'm so happy about the success of your show. I really am.
Thanks.
You deserve it. It's
Thanks.
a good show. Funny show. That's a funny show.
With his reactions alternating between mock annoyance, visible admiration, and the resigned amusement of a man who understands the guest has taken genuine possession of the room, Frank remains the central authority whose apparent approval keeps the attack playful rather than hostile, meaning even his most annoyed moments function as comedic material rather than genuine displeasure requiring Rickles to recalibrate.
What else is new, Frank?
Well, I'll tell you what's new.
The following people will report to an alley in Brooklyn. Manganzo Mambananzo. Un papi cumbanenzi. Alto Campano. That's a cancel. See, with Frank, if I may say, Frank, because you've been singing and dancing and just breaking it up out here. With Frank, they always make it like gangsters, Italians are gangsters, Jews have all the money. Well, that's a fact. But they always make it like Italian guys, are right, the Irish, right, are always the politicians, Carol. George, you up?
Carson observed later that watching Sinatra surrender the desk without losing status was one of the more sophisticated hosting moments he'd seen, since maintaining authority while voluntarily ceding control is a social skill most performers can't sustain before the visible effort of maintaining it becomes its own defeat. What makes this Sinatra's funniest achievement of the evening is that he wins the exchange by doing almost nothing, since every Rickles attempt to provoke a visible loss of composure only confirms how thoroughly Frank understood that the best response to Don Rickles at full capacity was to give him the room and take quiet credit for everything that happened inside it. Which Frank Sinatra Tonight Show moment surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe for more classic late-night moments proving the best television was always produced by the people who understood that real authority never needed to announce itself.